I bet you didn't know the full story behind the Israel-Palestine conflict. A century of conflict introducing the Israel-Palestine issue. The Israel-Palestine conflict is one of the most enduring and complex conflicts in the world. For over a century, these two peoples have been locked in a struggle for land, resources, and self-determination. This conflict has resulted in countless lives lost, widespread displacement, and a seemingly intractable cycle of violence. Understanding the roots of this conflict is essential for comprehending the challenges to peace and the potential paths forward. The conflict is rooted in competing claims to the same territory, which both Israelis and Palestinians consider their homeland. For Israelis, the land holds deep religious and historical significance, representing the biblical land of Israel. Palestinians, on the other hand, see the land as their ancestral home, where they have lived for generations. The conflict is further complicated by the involvement of external actors, including regional powers and international organizations. The United States, in particular, has played a significant role in mediating negotiations and providing support to Israel. However, the complexities of the conflict and the divergent interests of the parties involved have made finding a lasting solution elusive. Despite the seemingly insurmountable obstacles, it is crucial to continue searching for a peaceful resolution. The human cost of this conflict is immeasurable, and the ongoing violence only deepens the divides between the two sides. A just and lasting peace is essential for the well-being of both Israelis and Palestinians, and for the stability of the entire region. Historical roots. Tracing the conflict back to its origins. The roots of the Israel-Palestine conflict can be traced back to the late 19th century, with the rise of Zionism, a Jewish nationalist movement that sought to establish a Jewish state in Palestine. At the time, Palestine was under Ottoman rule and had a predominantly Arab population with a Jewish minority. The Zionist movement gained momentum in the early 20th century, particularly following the persecution of Jews in Europe. Jewish immigration to Palestine increased, leading to tensions with the Arab population. These tensions were exacerbated by British policies during their mandate period after World War I. The British, who had promised both Jews and Arabs a homeland in Palestine, struggled to balance these competing claims. The situation escalated after World War II, with the horrors of the Holocaust further fueling the Zionist movement's demand for a Jewish state. In 1947, the United Nations voted to partition Palestine into two states, one Jewish and one Arab, with Jerusalem under international control. While the Jewish leadership accepted the partition plan, the Arab leadership rejected it, viewing it as unjust and a violation of Palestinian rights. This rejection, coupled with the increasing tensions and violence between Jewish and Arab communities, set the stage for the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. Defining moments. Key events that shaped the conflict. The 1948 war, which followed Israel's declaration of independence, resulted in a decisive Israeli victory and the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians. This event, known as the Nakba catastrophe by Palestinians, remains a defining moment in the conflict, shaping Palestinian identity and fueling their struggle for return and self-determination. Over the following decades, the conflict saw several major wars and uprisings. The 1967 Six-Day War led to Israel's occupation of the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and the Gaza Strip, further displacing Palestinians and creating new obstacles to peace. The Palestinian struggle for liberation gained momentum in the late 20th century with the First Intifada, a mass uprising against Israeli occupation that began in 1987. This uprising, characterized by civil disobedience and armed resistance, forced Israel to engage in peace negotiations with the Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO. The Oslo Accords, signed in the 1990s, raised hopes for a two-state solution, with Israel recognizing the PLO as the representative of the Palestinian people and agreeing to a phased withdrawal from occupied territories. However, the peace process ultimately faltered, hampered by continued violence, settlement expansion, and a lack of trust between the two sides. If you found this video informative, please like, follow, and activate the bell for more updates on this and other important topics.